at the end of the day, it's been a relatively quiet markets. Yeah, why not? Check it out. Well, this is. I'm going back to Ticker Talker. They fixed it. Hold on. It's been a relatively quiet markets. I just went live on YouTube too, just for fun, because that's what I do with them. So, in the meantime, I got chat there too. Wow, this is exciting. Anyways, I'll go back when they fix it. I just said, look, I'm not coming back on until you fix it. That's all. I mean, what am I going to waste my time? And more importantly, piss off my members? Are you kidding? I was just looking at gold. I didn't make a trade here, but look at it. It was a pretty good trade. It should have been sold. Okay, it was a reasonable sale. But anyways, let's look at what we always look at, right? So crude. Okay. Now we know we got to have volume up around 4,000 or 5,000 contracts to be even consider making a trade. Okay. The S&P. Okay. I got to have about 10,000. Okay. And these are actually relatively light quantities compared to what they can do when they're trading. 5,000 in the NASDAQ. Okay. Now these aren't absolutely, that's the only way I'll trade them. But I mean, these are just general targets. And all I'm really doing for myself is speeding up time so that I don't have to waste so much time trying to find trades, because these will show me, by gazing through it, if I need to look further. But the first thing I just tell everybody is just, if you just look down the futures board here, if it's not blinking, if it's not a Christmas tree, okay, then there ain't much going on. So there's probably not going to be much to do. And I think that again, we all have a tendency, okay, to create trades that may not be there. Okay. And that's the hard part. This is, for those of you who haven't been with me before, this is the battle between your emotion. JC, are you collecting rent again? This is the battle between your emotional body and facts. Okay. We try to only trade off of fact. Okay. We don't have any interest in trying to trade off of an imaginary, something that we created by ourselves. Awesome. Okay. So, so I don't have to go through basically for quite a while. This has been me just doing a lot of talking. Okay. Hold on one second for me. Just trying to catch up. I just walked back in. I was in a meeting. So at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you win the battle of emotion within yourself. Okay. Because that will always be the biggest devil you have, is that emotional, like we're getting something here, but we don't have enough qualifier yet. Now, again, we have time. Okay. We've got 2 more minutes. So the probability suggests that this will get there. Now, it may not, but I'm assuming based on this that the others are maybe moving as well. Okay. But here, look at it. Look at the difference. This is virtually not moving. Okay. And the NASDAQ is not moving, although it's going up, but not moving. And the Dow not moving. So basically, you've got the Russell in the futures, in the equity futures. Okay. And then crude oil, I'm sure it's doing, they're cracking it. Damn. Look at that. So basically, we have the Russell to watch right now. So this volume's got to get up to here. Okay. If it doesn't get up to there or somewhere near, it's a pass. Okay. Again, I don't need to create a trade. Okay. I can sit back and wait. right? Because there'll be enough trades throughout a year's period of time. We're not going to be at death's door forever where there's no action ever. I mean, that's just what we have now. Okay. So this is no trade. Okay. Because you did not get the volume, did not create what we would consider panic action. Okay. Or emotional action. Okay. It's basically in line with other volume. So why should, where is it written that I have to make this trade? Okay. Now this is where you fight the battle within, because you want to be in a trade. Well, I'm telling you, go do something else. Go to the golf course. Go play out in the rain, and go play in traffic. This is dangerous if you're trying to force this trade. Okay, and that might turn out to be a good trade, but it's not. Doesn't mean you're right. Okay, you're playing a straight probability model. Okay, so the 4-minute volume was right in average. So yeah, you got a nice price spike, but you got not enough volume to back it up to make it can be what we would call a blow off. And if we don't get a blow off, that means that the side we're trading against, right? We're trading on other people's emotion. Okay. And the other side is not emotional, which means it's just a rally. Okay. There's nobody chasing that up. And maybe Chair Powell farted. I don't know. I mean, anything could happen, but something drove the markets up quickly, as well as the bonds at the same time. The bonds have a great, and they are. This is not a trade either, but this is certainly a better look at a blow off than what we just looked at. And what I guess, let me see what the currencies are doing. And the currencies are not. Okay. Now the currencies were, because I was too busy talking, but this could have been a potential. And again, I don't look back. I don't care, but this is a potential. Okay. But again, it is kind of consistent with the recent runs. We'd love to see a big spike above. What you really want to see is an abnormal, if you saw Young Frankenstein, AB normal, you want to see something abnormal to the market. Okay. Our job is not to create something that isn't there. Our job is to, dang it. Our job is to continue to trade what is there and what they tell us to trade. Okay. And they tell us by overreacting with volume and price. Okay. So again, look, it's a simple process, but it's the same battle that we always have. The demons within are always the thing that keep us from really reaching that pinnacle. Okay, because you continue to fight the inside devil. Okay, which goes back to who's your own worst enemy, or who's your worst enemy. And so we just have to be patient enough to wait, and so that we can find the opportunity. So basically, if you just look down the side, you can see that none of the charts are moving because there's no price movement. So where am I going? Okay. So what should I be doing now? Okay. What should I be doing now? Okay. I should be watching. Okay. Because again, there's nothing, I'm not going to be able to create anything out of this. And any trade I make is going to be a guess. Okay. I have no background or no reason. There's no basis for me to jump in here. And as long as these lights are not flashing, okay, this is trading, right? You can see the bid offer spreads. They're not moving. The price is not moving. So how could I possibly get a blow off in a chart if none of this is moving? Okay. Playing golf. That's right. I said, play golf, play in traffic, play in the rain, anything but look at this ridiculous screen. Okay. Because the more you stare at a screen, the more likely you are to get involved and a bad trade, not a good trade, a bad trade, because, we as human beings had the tendency to find things that don't exist. Okay. And listen, I've done it myself. So it isn't like, look, when I teach you something, I am teaching you right off the skin of my own back. I've made, there's not one mistake that I have not made in this industry in 43 years. Okay. But, just to prove it to you, right? So again, we need volume up near 4,000 or 5,000 contracts, and that's in a 4-minute time frame. We need close to 10,000 in a 4-minute time frame. It's not hard to get there, believe it or not. Those are pretty pedestrian volumes when there's actually some action in the market. Okay. In the NASDAQ, we need close to 5,000. Okay. And in the Russell, we need close to 2,000. And in the Dow, we need close to 2,000. Now, those are, again, pretty pedestrian numbers, but that's what the market has now. So we can only play the market we have. But again, it goes back to the very simple process. If this ain't moving, okay, then we ain't got nothing to do. Okay. And that it's that simple from that standpoint. Okay. If nothing's moving, we got nothing to do. And that is plain and simple as we can state it, that we can't create something out of nothing if it doesn't exist. Okay. We can't find Bigfoot. We can't find what was this, the snow guy? Or is that Bigfoot? The sea, we can't find the sea monster. We can't do any of that because there's nothing here that's guiding us in that direction. We need to be guided. Okay. Yeti, what's up? So we need to be guided by the price action in the charts. Abominable Slowman, thank you. Okay. And again, if they're not giving us something to do, then we just have to sit back and be patient. Well, sometimes it's not so easy to always be patient, it's why I say, turn the machine off. We're not the Duke brothers. Turn that machine back on again. We're the opposite. Turn it off. Let me get the hell out of here. Okay. So, again, it's always a pain in the ass to sit and do nothing and stare at it, which is, again, one of the reasons I tell you not to stare at it. But if you must, you must. But I will tell you this, okay? And listen, it's my own thing, right? I'm telling you not to listen to me right now. If you got time to waste, you're much better watching a 1-minute chart on an old day to get more of the pattern recognition, okay? And not, okay, be staring at a screen that can only cost you money because you're not going to be a favorite unless we get what we need. Okay, we have certain requirements that we have to reach. And again, when you can see down the whole row that nothing is really moving, okay, well, I mean, what should I do? Well, I cannot really participate, okay, because if I do, I'm going to create myself more grief because I'm basically taking a coin and flipping it in the air for however much amount of money you're going to play for. If you're trading a mini, okay, it's at least $100. You want to flip coins for $100? Okay. If it's a micro, it's 10 or 12 bucks. I mean, do you want to flip it? Listen, if anybody wants to flip coins, I got a 2-headed coin you can come and flip with me. Okay. You want to lag quarters? I can do that too. But, to force a trade, just because you want something to do, I mean, that's just foolish. That is, saying that, again, that you're smarter than the market. Okay. That's saying that, you can do better than. And I would always just say that, you'll find out that price action rules. Okay. And that if you're patient you will find reasonable opportunities and reasonable setups. Okay, this is not trend trading. We are strictly trading one pattern from the phases of the market, which is what? Which pattern is that again? Okay, and it's the blow off, right? So if we don't have a blow off, what are we going to do? We're going to watch. I mean, on Ticker Talker, we're hitting about 75%, which is disgustingly high and not maintainable. But it just turns out it's been so quiet and we've been lucky. Okay. But, we've gone through days where there's been no trades. We've gone through days. What are the tick amounts for a side? It depends. It depends on the trade. Okay. But I mean, right now, on average, 20 on the YM. The question is, what's the stops? 20 from the high or low on the YM. $2 from the high or low on the ES. 10 points or $10 on the NASDAQ from the top or the bottom. Okay. 20 on the Russell. $10 or 10 points on crude. Okay. And like 10 points on the euro currency. So in other words, if I got in, I'm not getting in, but if I were to sell the S&P, let's say the high of this range was 41.25 and it sold off and I got in at 41.40, my stop would be at 43.25. So I would have a total risk of 3.25 or 162.50. Okay. So again, remember the stop, if you're short, goes above the high of that run. And if you're long, it goes below the low of that run by those number of ticks. Now those can change, but in this very quiet, lackluster piece of crap market right now, that's all you need to use. Okay. There's plenty of time to realize if you're right or not, if the trade is right or not. Okay. Again, there's times there's no reason to be aggressive. And this is a time to sit back. I mean, I'd hate to be redundant, but that's all I am, is just look down the road here. Does anybody see anything moving? Okay. Mr. Alberta, what, anything good today? I saw your grumbling message earlier. Anything good from that point? There hasn't been much off the tail. The absolute high or the absolute low of that move. Where did you come up with this tail and body crap? Do I give a rat's ass about the tail or the body? Why do I use candles in the first place? Because I can see them from a long way away, not because I care about what the candle is doing. It's from the absolute top or the absolute bottom. Okay, if I could see a whatchamacallit, a line chart, from far away, I would do that. I wouldn't use candles, but candles are bigger. No stop on YM and the stop on GA, long YM. Oh, okay. YM from your long YM from 777. That's pretty good. 40 ticks. Oh, right down here, right? Oh, wait. Let me get the right chart. I saw the right idea. Oh yeah, right down here. Yeah, nice. Where's your stop, brother? Okay, at least I can help you with that. Okay, you got a nice winner, a couple $100. We know that this is about as solid support as it's going to get. Right there, about 817. What do you say, buddy? 808. Okay, I think 808 might be a tad close. If it were my money, again, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if it were my money, I'd be closer to 8. Okay. I'd like to have that, I want that 2 levels of resistance above me. But again, listen, what do I know? Okay. But it's very solid here. I would suspect if it breaks here, it could accelerate to the downside. I don't know if it'll break, but if it does, it looks pretty good. Okay, no, it's fine. Okay, all right, it's all good. Listen, it's all good. Hola, Juan Valdez, the Queen of the South. Love the Queen of the South. What a great show that is. God, I can't believe there's no more. Where's King George? 8:30. When was that up here? Yeah, okay. So, but right now, as if I'm looking at it raw, that's where I'm at. But again, you're cool. Listen, I know you. You're going to follow the rules. Okay, you're good. You're good. Okay. No, we're in no trade for nothing. Right now, we're in starvation mode. Was that a blow off at 9:30? And which market? what market are you asking me about? Yeah, but you got to be a little bit more specific. Okay. But I will tell you this: while you're looking, it doesn't matter. 9:30 Pacific. Oh, so that's what the hell time is it? 12:30 on these charts. I think these charts are under Eastern time, right? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. ES 12:30. ES. Yeah, that was a blow off. Yeah, that was a buy right there. That's where Mr. Alberta bought his Dows. Yeah, 100%. Okay. So yeah, but the opening is always a blow off. The first part is always a blow off, but you better watch it and confirm it. Okay. So in the meantime, as I yap around and do nothing and not make a trade, because again, we're not going to make a trade unless we get a reason to do so. Okay. Look, this is, as I said, the biggest battle you will fight is the one against yourself. Okay. Because you are your own worst enemy. Now, just an observation at the moment, the markets don't look so good today, although they're higher. Although I think the Dow is lower, but and the Russell's exploding. But in a general principle, this market does not look great. Okay, I'm not predicting, but I would not be surprised at all if we had a late day whip ass. Okay, but who knows? I don't know nothing. Me and Jose Jimenez or Sergeant Schultz, one of the two. Bubba Burger for you at 11:08. Good, nice. Got to get those Bubba burgers. You got to stay healthy. Got to get that protein going, right? Got to keep feeding the beast. Now, I'm getting hungry. I'm losing so much weight. I haven't been able to eat. Haven't made any money lately. Anyways, so we're seeing a little bit of pullback here in the S&P, but again, the volume is so minuscule. I need a magnifying glass. 100% they all had it. I need a magnifying glass to see the volume. Captain, you got any levels for me, brother? You might be good today. You might have a few. It's kind of hard to get anything, but do you have any? Let me know, my brother. So, in the meantime, as I said, we it's not our job to be aggressive, especially into market conditions such as at 42.50. Oh, that's right there. ESL 42.50. All right, I'm gonna put it right in there right now. 42.50 is it. All right, I'll show you how much I believe in you. 49.75. Bang. Okay, I'm in, baby. There you go. But so, look, like I say, it's you have to battle the demons within to keep you out. Okay. Now, I could make a case from a charting point that this could have been a sale up here. But why should I do that? Look, that's the reason the algorithms were born. Okay, is to stay away from trying to figure out the short-term trading. The short-term trading should be very defined, okay, and very automatic based on certain conditions, okay? And that is what we tend to miss, okay? Trying to create Zoom sound and thank you, okay? He's like Merrill Lynch. When the captain speaks, people listen. He said he banged on the table to buy American Airlines at $10. It's now 22. Okay, he didn't have any inside reason to have that do that, but no, listen, I told you he's got a great opinion. Okay, he's very sharp. Okay, you did give out GBC at 14. I couldn't buy it. I remember GBTC. Anyways, so again, you watch here, obviously it's dull, it's dead. Okay. You see virtually nothing. Okay. So, maybe, what time is it? 44, nothing. Okay. Again, am I going to get involved in volume that is here? Why would I? That's just normal volume. There's no edge there. Again, the whole trade is designed against the edge. Okay. The panic or emotional trading of others create the edge for you and me. Okay. If we don't get that, we have no edge. If we have no edge, we have no purpose to step in the middle of it. Okay. It's like stepping in dog shit. Okay. There's no reason to do that. Okay. You need to be extra patient, and the quieter it is, the more patient you have to be, because there will be times when I say to you, you can be much more aggressive. This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen to be that time. Okay. You have to remember that you cannot force the market and tell the market what to do. The market's going to tell you and guide you along the way. The price action is going to guide you. Anything else you do can only create heartburn for you. Okay. And look, I know we want to be active. I know we want to trade, but sometimes you just have to listen to me, and I have to talk. You think I like talking for an hour? Yes, I know I'm full of crap, but you think I like? Trust me, you think I'd rather be taking a nap right now. Okay. So, we just have to be, patient enough to sit back, let the market dictate the conditions, which are brutal and quiet. Yeah. It's okay. And that's what we got. if you have any questions, I'll answer any questions now. I don't listen, there's not much going on. There's not even a lot to teach, but certainly I'm happy to answer any questions as well. And I'm only flesh and blood. How much talking do you think I can do? Man, I'll tell you. But, so we're waiting and we're waiting. And you know what happens, right? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, the pattern shows up and you got to be ready. And you can't be miserable from making a bunch of bad trades before. Okay. Because many of you will do that too, right? You've made bad trades, so as they call it begrubbed. Okay. You cannot be begrubbed. Oh, Poland is tied 2-2. Ah, look at that. Is this the end of that match? Is this the end of that that match, or is this the new bracket? I don't follow it. I just bet on it. I didn't bet them today. I did bet Spain -2 goals though, or up 5-0. So that's good. But I mean, again, as I say, where is the action that tells me to trade? Now there might have been some stuff like, again, the grains are fine to trade. Did you trade grains today, big boy, Mr. Alberta, my man? Did you trade any grains today? GC at 936. I used a 2-point stop. 4 seemed too much based on the day and would have been stopped at 4. 4 would have survived. Well, look, that's okay. 2, honestly though, 2 is way too narrow in gold. Okay, look, if you're going to use $2, don't bother trading in the future. Okay, it's too narrow. You can get there by mistake. Okay, remember, it's a thinner market. Okay, so 2 point, you've got to use above and below the stop, the higher the low. Or I'm gonna look at the trade right now. So what time was it? 9:30 Eastern. Okay, I'm gonna look at it right now. Okay. Again, I'm gonna critique it honestly. You know me. I'm not. First of all, I didn't make the trade, so I'm not gonna bullshit you. Okay. This looks like about right about there. Is it all right? Yeah. Okay. So if I look at here and I go to let me mark the start of that so I can remember where it was when I go to 1. In the meantime, somebody keep an eye on the board so in case something does happen. Okay. So now I know the high before I could even get in, right, was 92, which makes 96 if I use 4 points. Now, again, that's obviously I can see. I didn't know that, but I can see it in the meantime. Okay. But you get in, okay, and you entered probably right about, I'm going to have to guess you entered about 90-20. Is that about right? About 90-20? Is that about where you got in? Okay. Okay. Exactly. Not bad. See? Not bad. Anyways, so now, again, you got to go above the high. Okay. So you went with 2. Okay. So you had a risk of $200. You will never survive trying to trade this with $200. Okay. Honestly, look, again, it's not because you get stopped out. I don't care. You know me. I'm on your side. You got, and gold, you got to be $3-4. Now, if you put 3, it'll have been stopped out. So it wouldn't have mattered. But you don't want to get, you can't cut. It's like trying to do the NASDAQ with 5 points. You'll never make it because by accident that thing moves 5 points. Okay. I mean, so again, look, it's okay. Look at losses. The best thing about trading is you should learn from every trade, win or lose. Okay. So again, you didn't do anything wrong. It's just you were a little bit too narrow, which you were a favorite to get screwed for that simple reason. Okay. So it's all right. It's all good. Again, it's a matter of understanding how fast markets will move. Okay. And, knowing that they can move quickly and some move better. Will the ATR ever be better? Yes. It'll sometimes be lower. Yes. Very, very rarely. But I won't go below 10 in the YM. I won't go below 2 in the ES. And right now, the ES is what? 155. I won't go below 2. I won't go below 10 in the NASDAQ. Okay. Those are numbers I'm never going below because those are numbers I know that are solid. Okay. So there's going to be many times. In fact, I would say now more often than not, the ATR is below my stop. But I only we only use the ATR when the markets are very fast and we can't get away with our minimums of 10, 2, 2, and 10, 20, 20, and 2. Okay. We can't get away with that when the markets are whipping because then everything becomes a candidate for an accident, right? I mean, like I said, if you watch the NASDAQ trade, I mean, that thing goes up and down 10, 15, 20 points. Okay. I don't know. Gold, I don't trade gold as often. Okay. But I will give you a number. Let me evaluate it. And by tomorrow, I'll have a number for you. Okay. I have to look at some certain things. Okay. I don't want to do it now. I don't want to waste everybody's time. I'll do it now, but I will get a number. Okay. Listen, it just takes me time to, again, usually I don't trade it during the day, but I've never used myself less than $5. Okay. If I'm going to put a trade on, I'm not using less than 5 because again, I think one of the things you have to learn by observing the market is that you can get by accident, you can get stopped because some of these markets, gold can move $2 in a second. Okay. On nothing. Okay. But maybe even an air pocket. But at the end of the day, you're in too tight, you get stopped, and then the trade turns out to be a monster winner. Okay. And I think it's just, again, you have to, and that's one of the reasons I stay away from remember, I stay away from certain markets here because, the tick sizes are too big. I mean, bonds, I trade bonds all the time. I bet you I traded 15 or 20 bonds today. Okay. I traded every one of these, I think. But, again, at 32 and a quarter, it's not a very appealing tick for many, when you're talking about a $300 trade. Okay. The risk is obviously, the risk has to be factored in, which is why I typically don't trade much of the NASDAQ. especially here, because we very rarely can we get in. We know the minimum risk is 200. Okay. But we know it's got to be slightly more than that because we can never sell at the absolute top or by the bottom. So we have to assume the minimum risk is going to be like 250. Okay. So, and usually it's somewhere near 400. Now, I don't mind the $400 risk, but I want a market that's going to justify me taking that kind of risk, right? Does that make sense? I want to make sure that the risk that I'm going to take, I'm going to get paid. Okay. And I'm not going to, if I'm not going to get paid in that trade, I'm going to get a repeater and get another chance at it. Okay. Remember, we're playing a straight numbers game here as well. Okay. And the more opportunities we have, the more potential we have to make money. If we become too aggressive, oh, Sweden just took the lead at the 90th minute. What the hell's going on there with the polls? Huh? Tell me. Anyways, so I want to know that I got a chance to make the trade again, because I'm not afraid to remake the same trade if it blows right through me and takes me out. As long as I get the qualifiers, or what I care. To me, they're all the same. Okay, the only difference is the amount of risk that you are exposing yourself, but the charts themselves are identical. I don't know. Does it matter what symbol is? No. The only reason it matters for me is because GC, if GC could be traded on this platform, I'd trade it. Okay, but I have to go to a different platform. Okay, and it's too much of a pain in the ass. I don't feel like wasting my time. Okay, I like pointing and clicking. I'm good at that. Okay, I'm not good at having to set, to set everything up, and you got to put in too much information for me. I like just banging right here. Okay, so I only trade actively what I can trade actively without having to go to another platform. Okay, now I keep gold up here so I can look at it price wise, but I can't trade. I can't trade it here. Okay, and the Bitcoin is becoming more liquid. I've been trading a little bit every day. So I say another 30 days and we'll be putting it in the portfolios. And I think micro crude comes out, I think, in a week and a half, which is cool. But anyways, again, so I don't think much is going on, but we'll make a rundown just to take a peek. I'm going to add the euro currency in too. Nope. Crude, I know is nope. I was just there. Okay. The S&P, I know that's a no. And what pattern are you in right there? Okay. What are you in? I think that's called consolidation, right? Okay. NASDAQ. I mean, okay. Is there anything there? The volume on that bar is hardly relevant. Look at it down there. Okay. So Russell, maybe it's trying. Okay. But these levels are all just in sync with everything else. So where am I going to go? Okay. I can't trade that. That doesn't give me an edge. I'm just making a trade. Okay. I mean, you could make a case, if you listen, a true chartist could be making a case for a cup and handle right here, which happens to be the most bullish pattern there is. You'd be looking for a place to buy and support because this thing should continue to pop. Okay. But anyways, at the end of the day, I don't really care about that right now. All I care about is, do I get the panic or the fear out of the market, which then gives me a reason to make a trade. Right now, I got no reason. All I got to do is talk. Okay. For the repeat trades, do we again go to the for you? Of course. Yeah. You have to go. It's you're repeating the same process. And as I charge, like say, yeah, it does. Okay. The process is repeat. Okay. You're doing the exact same thing over again. And what I'm hoping for is if I get a repeater, I hope I didn't get stopped out on the first one. Okay. And I'm going to double it up right then, because again, as long as I have a qualifier, I'm not going to back off from it. And you'll go through streaks of winning and losing. There's losing streaks. I mean, I remember one time, maybe about a year ago, it was seven in a row. Okay. Hey, what are you gonna do? That's life. Okay. There's nobody. Remember, there ain't nobody on the street corner handing out $100 bills. Okay. So, if you think, what is your approach to ag? I trade them occasionally. Now I don't give. What do I give a crap if they're artificial? Everybody talks about artificial and manipulation. What do you care? Okay, seriously, not you personally, but what does anybody care? Markets are market. The price and volume don't change. I don't care if they're manipulated or not. That's the ridiculous thing to worry about. Okay, if you give me a blow off in any market, I don't care what it is. Okay, you make it enticing enough for me. I'm taking it. Okay, look, I trade all these markets. I just don't trade them all here because, again, there's many that have more risk than you'd want to. Nat gas, I'm not a huge fan of. I said before, nat gas is way too thin. Okay, notice all the pockets of no volume. Okay, it's way too thin. Look, I will be honest. I traded nat gas when optionsellers.com blew out. I traded it then. I do have a position in nat gas right now. As you know, we're long. If you have one of those portfolios, but unless it's really busy, why do I want to trade it? This is not really busy. So where's my trade? Okay. What am I going to do here? I can only get myself in deep jeopardy. Okay. Chuck's a genius. I'm not as smart as Chuck. I can't help it. Do you have a minimum number of volume bars on the 4 minute for the maximum? Well, no. I mean, if I get this bar, okay, I'm making the trade as soon as I possibly can. But I have to get the 1 minute to qualify with it, right? Again, it's this chart, this trade is a three-parter. Okay. Identifying the blow-off, which we do, which is based on what? Price and volume on the 4 minute cycle. And then the 1 minute that gives me the entry point to get in. Okay. Every part has to coordinate. Otherwise, there's no trade. No problem. Okay, does that make sense? I mean, you have to say thanks if it doesn't make sense. You say, hey, it doesn't make sense. I don't care about that. If that doesn't make sense, I'll be happy to explain it. But again, I see no reason to trade natural gas, and a couple of guys like it. And I don't look at that's fine. Look, it's a more risk, which is fine. Okay, if you have the capital, but it's also a much thinner market. Okay. The grains, listen, I trade them occasionally. If I get rambunctious or they make a big enough move, I'll trade both sides for a while. I don't watch them constantly. But remember, I'm like a casino. Somebody's always watching. Okay. So, I can always see all the action. If I see something blinking, I'm going to go take a look at it. It's like from the Trading Places, right? The Dukes know something. Let's get in there. I'll get in. If I see it, I'll look at it. But as a rule, especially for everybody here, I think the best to stick to is the basics. Okay, the ones with less risk. Why I'm trying. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a peek. The ones with less risk. Yeah, it is trying. Okay, here we go. Maybe we'll get something here. Okay, so we got this. In fact, I'm going to go on record and say that this it should reach my line. Okay. I'm going on record. I'm going to stick my neck out. Okay. I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to, actually I looked at the time wrong. I still think it'll get there. It'll be close. Okay. But again, so I try to have you stick to the basics because risk, okay, and knowledge, and not knowledge of the market, knowledge of trading, knowledge of experiencing the pattern, and also, of course, the amount of exposure and risk, because you're going to have some losers. Okay. Will you trade the second and third minute after the first one? Yeah, I will wait for that trade for an hour if I have to. Yeah. If it gives me a blow off, because if I'm not getting the trade, what does it mean? It means it's going in that direction still. Okay. So once they're done with that direction, okay, then I'm happy to get it. In fact, I'm happy if it continues to go. Okay. So this is gaining on, it's not going to quite make it. Okay, this could be a potential. Now, who wants to tell me what could be the possible potential issue with this, if there is one, and if not? Okay, so now we're going to switch to the 1 minute. Okay, and let's see what it looks like. I mean, I got no problem trading anything, right? Give me cockroaches, I'll trade them too. So while I'm waiting, I can establish that my stop is going to be at 81. Okay, 81 is going to for my stop. So I have to wait for a blowback is the right answer, correct? But at 81, 27 ticks, I can stomach that. Okay, so now I have to wait for a green bar. You know, this is my first 1 minute. Right now it's neutral, right? What's that called? The doji? Okay, and now it's red, so there's nothing for me to do because I'm only a buyer. So let it keep going down. I'd be happier if it kept going. Okay, what do I want to get in for? I'm in no hurry. Okay, let it give me a lower stop. Okay, so in the meantime, we'll watch it and wait for it. Okay, so now I will get in, barring there's too much blowback on one side. So right now, the new low is still at 01. Okay, so it's still 81 or still our stop. And we still have time to wait. You got to wait until the minute expires or is over. Okay. Doji coin, is that what it is? Doji? No, Doji coin is a coin. You guys are the coins. Is it called a doji? Is that what that is? I know I know it's not a hammer. I think it's a doji when it's gray or whatever. Okay. In the meantime, we're getting closer. Okay. Again, this is gonna be right at the bell, whether it is or it isn't. It doesn't matter. I mean, we're not rushing. Okay, but right now it's a buy. It's a buy. Okay, so we're gonna go right now. Bang. Oh, I don't want to miss it. Okay. And now my stop is at 81. Okay, bang. There you go. So I'm all set up. Right. Now we'll just watch the chart. So I know that 800 is very solid support. I can see it acting that way. Okay. What price did I get in? I forgot already. 806. Okay. I'm in at 06. Okay. So I know resistance is going to be 10. The first resistance is going to be 10 and then 12. So I got a little bit of headway in front of me. But as long as I hold here, okay, and again, just for kicks, if it never goes below that line, it means I never have anything to worry about. Okay. It can't get to my stop unless it goes below that line. Okay. Yes, Doji, thank you. Okay. Stop is at 81, yes, and I entered at 06. So I have $125 worth of risk on a big one and $12.50 on a micro, or 12.25 times however many micros you might be trading. Okay. So again, who knows where we're going to go? You can see it's like death warmed over. Okay. Yes, we're in a trade. Okay. But basically, there's still nothing going on. Okay. I mean, it's still not really moving, right? Our first wish is always what? Is to get the reverse V and go straight up or straight down. In this case, it would have been straight up. We didn't get that. So now we're into mode part 2, which is managing in the chart. But again, we're not going to change our stop where it's at. Okay. My stop is carved in cement until I either get stopped out or I get to 31. Okay. Until one of those two events occurred, I can give you all the chart information you want. I ain't getting out. Okay. Until it goes to 81 and stops me out, or it goes to 31 and I can move my stop to break even. In the meantime, it looks like it may want to try to break to the downside again. Okay. So this is obviously, but so far, this 801, 800 level is shown to be pretty strong. Now, if this were Monday night and this was a longer term chart, okay. Now again, in the big scheme of life, all charts are the same. But if I was looking at a daily, as we do on Mondays, I might say, this could be some bottoming action. Okay. Now it doesn't mean it is, but it could be. Okay. But in the meantime, right now it's in what form? What The calculation for my stop is the low of this move was 01, 20 ticks below 01. So that brings me to 81. So wherever I got in, which is 06, my stop is 25 ticks at that particular time. But it's 20 from the absolute low when I buy it, or 20 from the high of that move when I sell it. Is this consolidation nation? Is right. Okay. But again, here we go. We're trying to break out. Okay. Now, again, I don't know if it's to get out. Like I said, this is more like the water torture, right? You're in a torture chamber with nothing to do. Okay. But we are in, from a mathematical standpoint, we're in the right trade. Okay. Will it pay off? I have no idea. Okay. I have no idea. I can only say this, that we're dead in consolidation right now, and it will break out the top end or the bottom end. That's the only commitment, other than I should be committed. Okay, that's the only commitment I'm willing to make here. Okay. So let's just clean it up so we can get a little better view. So we know that's the support level. It's really solid. We know this is resistance. Pretty solid. Okay. Now you are getting a slight ascending balance run here a little bit, which could break it out. Okay. So let's just assume if it does break out, the next resistance is going to be not that far away. So we got some work to do to get through, but about 14 or 15, we can get through there. You've got some resistance around 20. Okay. Obviously the key for us is A, first that we don't get stopped out, but B, that you can clear 20, then you could have a free run somewhere. Okay. But right now it's just waiting, watching, and wanting it to break above here. Okay. And build some new support. Right now it's nothing more than a false breakout. Okay. So, as much as I'd like to be firing, contract over contract, I use the ATR when it's real busy. Okay. But the ATR is below the minimum. The ATR is at 5.5. I'm not using 5 ticks. Okay. I got it. To me, I gave you the numbers earlier. Okay. I'm gonna give them one more time, but please write them down. 20 on the Dow, 20 on the Russell, 10 points on the NASDAQ, and 2 points on the S&P. That's the minimum. Okay. By dollar amount of risk, it's 100 times 3. Each is 100, except for the NASDAQ, which is 200. And that is only because the NASDAQ moves at twice the speed of sound. Okay. You and the captain, you guys are all in the busting ball mode. 2, 20, 20, and 10. Okay. So just remember, it's $100 in risk and everything except for the NASDAQ, which is 200. And that is 100 or 200 from the high or from the low. So it could be 300 or 400 or so on, which is where you make it up. So now again, notice we're breaking above another level. Now again, that's got to get out, but it is in a bullish formation now. Okay. Now again, it doesn't mean it's guaranteed to stay there, because again, look at this, it's hardly trading, right? What do we get? 55 contracts. Oh, what a winner. 41. I mean, this is horrible. Okay. But in the meantime, we are in, and at the moment we're profitable. Now we could take Bubba Burgers for all, but I'm not here for Bubba Burgers. I want steak, baby. Okay. Steak-a-rooney. So, we wait, you watch, okay, and now you're just learning, and you're using the tools you learned in class as well, which is the phases of the market. Okay, because the market's going to go through the same phases over and over again. On all time frames, doesn't matter. So now, again, we need a little bit bigger rally, because we really can't legitimately move our stop yet based on the math. So we're still in danger, but we are obviously in profit, not in losses. So at least it's better to be initially in a profitable position, all right, and not in a negative position, right? So at the end of the day, let us just keep following. Look, as I said, if it's as long as it stays above that line, I got nothing to worry about. I can stay in it all day. as long as it stays above there. But I will give you my advanced planning. Okay. If I can get it to break even, I'm going to try to let it be a home run. Okay. It's so quiet that based on the knowledge that we have, which is what dull markets like to go higher. Okay. I'm going to try to, if I can get, first I got to get the break even. Right now, I'm a profitable trade, but I can still get stopped out and lose. But if I can get to break even, which is if I get to 31, I can move my stop to break even. Then I may consider trying to let it be a home run. Okay. Now again, I have the right to change my mind. Okay. But if I do decide that the home run trade is what I want, what is the only thing, okay, beyond meat, I would eat that. I wouldn't feed that crap to my dog. Okay. What is the only time that if I was going for a home run that I would change my mind? Okay. What is the only time that I would change my mind? Okay. On a blow off trade that I was trying to go for a home run. Blow off the other side. That's correct. That's the only thing that can change my mind is if I got a reverse blow off and had to reverse. And then I would of course reverse, because the whole business is to take the opinion out of the market. Okay. And trade like a math. Break it. Well, I mean, if it's 20 ticks, it's 25 is my risk. 06 and 25 is 31. I mean, if it gets to 29, yeah, look, I can evaluate when it gets there. Right now, it ain't getting there so fast. And now it looks like it wants to head back south. We're still holding on to my line here, though. So, uh-oh. Hello, Sparky. Help me. Help, Mr. Wizard. Okay. So again, this is going to be a painful bit of torture all day. You know, I don't foresee anything happening. Now we are still in contact with that line, but certainly it not looking as good as it was looking, 30 minutes ago. So, hey, listen, I can only watch it and give you a play-by-play action. There's nothing else I can do. Okay. As much as I'd like to make it be a winner. Okay. Poland blew it. I don't know what happened. They were there and now they lost 3-2. Terrible. Danger, Will Robinson. Yeah, it bounced right off that support level, didn't it, though? Like I said, look, all you can do is watch the levels, okay? And we've drawn, now again, these were not here ahead of time. I drew these all in as we were here talking, okay? So anyways, we'll watch this. I'll stay till 20, okay? And we'll see. I mean, look, obviously, we all have other things to do, and there's not a lot to do here, but we'll see this trade. But I'm going to bet that you'll be on your own with this trade, because I don't think it's going to move up or down far enough to either take me out. Thank you, Nell. I got it. I got to use that for the link, so I'm good. I don't know if it'll move far enough up or down to either have us move or stop or to do anything. Okay. So again, I'm not going to force a trade. I'm not going to get out early. I'm going to let it trade out, because that's what we do. Okay. I don't believe in anything. I don't believe in trying to guess or figure. Of course, now here we go. Okay. Now it's going to head a little bit south. We'll see. I mean, again, basically right now I'm back to even. Okay. And that's the net of a net. Okay. Yes, we had a profit of about $60, $70. Now I got a profit of $5. Okay. By the time I pay my commission, I got no profit. Okay. So where am I going? And again, I'm not getting that anyway. It doesn't really matter to me one way or the other. Okay. I'm going to trade this way the way it's supposed to be traded. Okay. And, at the end of the day, if I get stopped, I get stopped. It's not the end of the world. It happens. It's part of real trading. I know Chuck and Wendy never get stopped out. I know Chuck and Wendy are 97%. Or maybe it's the 97% of taking your money, but, they're at 97%. I'm not that good. I can't help it. Want fries? Okay, you want fries too? Okay, we'll try to get you some fries. Right now, we don't even have a dollar Coke anymore. We can't even have the dollar menu anymore. We're even. So who knows? Like I said, it's as slow and as torturous as can be. In the meantime, I will keep you posted. Check the chat room about Ticker Talker versus a webinar. If Ticker Talker doesn't get their act together, I'll probably trade live again tomorrow here. Okay. But there's a chance that I may not trade tomorrow. Okay. I'm not going to discuss it right now, but I may or may not. But just check the chat room, because I told Ticker Talker they have to get their act together before I'm going to come back. Okay. Because I'm not going to listen. It's too annoying for me to fight with technology. I got enough problems. Okay. Anyways, so as we say, adios. You get a small profit if you're in the Dow trade. As I said to you at the beginning, if you're going to trade, be careful. Don't let the demons inside of you win. Okay. Make sure you wait for what you want, because if you become aggressive in this market, you can only get torched. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you all tomorrow, either here or at Ticker Talker. Adios.